Topic 4: RIZAL'S Life, Higher Education, and Life Abroad. This chapter deals with an analysis and evaluation of RIZAL'S life, his quest for higher education, and struggles and challenges in his life abroad. He was not only busy academically, but he spent much of his time in self-improvement via self-education. In his spare time, he also learned sculpture, painting, languages, and kept up with the latest research in philosophy and science. It will also examine the contributions of Rizal as the leader of the propaganda movement that awakened the Filipino people from the abuses of the Spanish colonizers, an unwavering campaign for political and social freedom. A student at the Ateneo, year 1872 to year 1877. Jose was sent to Manila 4 months after the martyrdom of Gomburza, Gomez, Burgos, and Jacinto Zamora. They are the Catholic priests who were executed by Garrote on February 17, 1872. With Doña Teodora still in prison, he studied in the Ateneo Municipal, a college under the supervision of the Spanish Jesuits. Ateneo Municipal, a bitter rival of the Dominicans, owned College of San Juan de Letran, formerly the Escuela Pia, or Charity School, for poor boys only in Manila, established in 1817. In 1859, name has changed to Ateneo Municipal by the Jesuits and later become the Ateneo de Manila. Doña Teodora is imprisoned by Spanish officials on suspicion that she and her brother Alberto poisoned the latter's wife. Many people know that the real reason is because Rizal's father, Francisco, talked back to a Spanish lieutenant. Rizal enters Ateneo. On June 10, 1872, Jose, accompanied by Pasiano, went to Manila to take the entrance examinations on Christian doctrine, arithmetic, and reading at the College of San Juan de Letran, and passed them. His father was the first one who wished him to study at Letran, but he changed his mind and decided to send Jose at Ateneo instead. Father Margin Fernando, College Registrar of Ateneo Municipal, refused to admit Jose because he was late for registration and he was sickly and undersized for his age, which is 11 years old. Upon the intercession of Manuel Ceres Burgos, nephew of Father Burgos, he was admitted at Ateneo. Jose adopted the surname Rizal at the Ateneo because their family name Mercado had come under suspicion of the Spanish authorities. Ateneo was located in Intramuros within the walls of Manila. He boarded in a house on Caraballo Street, 25 minutes walk from the college. The boarding house was owned by Titay, who owed Rizal family 300 pesos. Jose boarded there to collect part of the debt. Jesuit system of education. Jesuits trained the character of the student by rigid discipline, humanities, and religious instruction. They heard Mass early in the morning before the beginning of daily class. Classes were opened and closed with prayers. Students were divided into two groups, which is the Roman Empire and the Carthaginian Empire. Roman Empire consisting of the internos or borders with red banners, and the Carthaginian Empire composed of the externos, non-borders with blue banners. Each of these empires had its rank. The student fought 4 positions. With 3 mistakes, opponent's position could lose his positions. First position is the best emperor, second best is the tribune, third best is the decurion, fourth best is the centurion, fifth best is standard bearer. Upon the first defeat, the banner of the losing party was transferred to the left side of the room. Upon the second, it was placed in the interior position or the right side. Upon the third, the inclined flag was placed on the left. Upon the fourth, the flag was reversed and returned to the right. Upon the fifth, the reversed flag was placed on the left. Upon the sixth, the banner was changed with a figure of a donkey. Ateneo students' uniform is consisted of hemp fabric, trousers, and striped cotton coat. The coat was called rayadillo and was adapted as the uniform for Filipino troops during the days of the First Philippine Republic. Rizal's first year in Ateneo, year 1872 to 1873. Rizal's first professor in Ateneo was Father Jose Beck. Rizal was placed at the bottom of the class since he was a newcomer and knows little Spanish. He was an externo or Carthaginian, occupying the end of the line, but at the end of the month he becomes emperor of his empire. He was the brightest pupil in the whole class, and he was awarded a prize, a religious prize. Rizal took private lessons in Santa Isabel College during noon recesses to improve his Spanish language, paying 3 pesos for those extra lessons. He placed second at the end of the year, although all his grades were still marked excellent. Summer vacation, year 1873. Rizal didn't enjoy his summer because his mother was in prison. This is the reason kung bakit si Doña Teodora ay nakulong. Yun nga yung sinabi ko na dahil sa suspicion na si Doña Teodora at ang kapatid nito na si Alberto ay nilason yung latter's wife. So, Neneng Saturnina, his sister, brought him to Tanawan, but without telling his father, he went to Santa Cruz to visit her mother in prison. He told her of his brilliant grades. After summer, he returned to Manila and now boarded inside Intramuros at number 6 Magallanes Street. Doña Pepay, who had a widowed daughter and 4 sons, was his landlady. Prophecy of Mother's Release. So, after nga nung makulong ni Doña Teodora told her son of her dream the previous night. Rizal, interpreting the dream, told her that she would be released from prison in 3 months' time. It became true. Yung sinabi ni Rizal na in 3 months, makakalaya nun yung si Doña Teodora. Doña Teodora likened his son to the youthful Joseph in the Bible in his ability to interpret dreams. Inihalin tulad niya si Jose Rizal sa kay Saint Joseph na yung nasa Bible dahil sa abilidad nitong ma-interpret yung mga panaginip. Teenage interest in reading. The first favorite novel of Rizal was The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. His boyish imagination was stirred by the sufferings of Edmond Dantes, the hero, in prison. Also, Cesar Cantu's historical work entitled Universal History. Rizal also read nonfiction. He persuaded his father to buy a costly set of Oscar Cantu's historical work entitled Universal History. Also, he read the Travels in the Philippines by Dr. Fyodor Jagor. Third year in Ateneo, year 1875 to 1876. June 16, 1875. He became an interno in Ateneo. Naging interno na si Dr. Rizal. Father Francisco de Paula Sanchez, one of his professors, inspired him to study harder and write poetry, which is si Father Francisco is Rizal's best professor in Ateneo. Rizal described him as model of uprightness, earnestness, and love for the advancement of his pupils. He returned to Calamba with 5 medals and excellent ratings. His fourth year in Ateneo. On March 23, 1877, Rizal, 16 years old, received from his alma mater, Ateneo Municipal, the degree of Bachelor of Arts with highest honors. Rizal was the highest in all subjects and won 5 medals at the end of the school term. He excelled in all his subjects and was the most brilliant Atenean. He was truly the pride of the Jesuits. Napakatalinong Rizal. His extracurricular activities in Ateneo. He was an active member, later secretary of Marian Congregation, a religious society. He was accepted because of his academic brilliance and devotion to Our Lady of Immaculate Conception, the college patroness. He is also a member of the Academy of Spanish Literature and the Academy of Natural Sciences. He studied painting under Agustin Saez, a famous painter, and sculpture under Romualdo de Jesus. He continued his physical training under his sports-minded Tio Manuel. Sculptural works in Ateneo. He carved an image of the Virgin Mary on a piece of batikuling, or the Philippine hardwood, with his pocket knife. The Jesuits' fathers were amazed. Father Leonard requested him to carve for him an image of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. He intended to take the image with him in Spain, but forgot to do so. So the Ateneo boarders placed it on the door of their dormitory. It plays a significant part in Rizal's last hours at Fort Santiago. So, yun nga po yung ginawang sculpture ni Rizal. Poems written in Ateneo. Mi primera inspiración. My first inspiration. First written poem of Rizal, which was dedicated to his mother on her birthday. He wrote it when he was 14 years old. El embarque himno a la flota de Magallanes, the departure, hymn to Magellan's fleet. Y es español, Elcano el primero en dar la vuelta al mundo, and he is Spanish, Elcano, the first to circumnavigate the world. El combate Orbistondo, Terror de Jolo, the battle Orbistondo, Terror of Jolo. In 1876, he wrote poems on religion, education, memories, and war. Example is the In Memory of My Town. So there are many poems that is written by Dr. Jose Rizal, but I did not include some. I did not include some of his poems, but you can research it, and there are examples on Mr. Andy's shared photos on our group page. Rizal's poem on education. So here is an example of Rizal's poem on education. Through education, our motherland receives light. Education plays in the progress and welfare of a nation. Yun yung ibig ipakahulugan ni Rizal sa tulang iyon. The intimate alliance between religion and good education show that education without God is not true education. So, na-connect niya yung religion and good education. Rizal's religious poem, Al Niño Jesus, to the child Jesus, written when he was 14 years old, expressing his Catholic faith devotion. A la Virgen Maria, to the Virgin Mary. Mother's opposition to higher education. Both Don Francisco and Pasiano wanted Jose to pursue higher learning in the university, but Doña Teodora, who is a woman of education and culture, objects to Rizal's desire for university education. She knew what happened to the Gamburza and told her husband, "Don't send him to Manila again. He knows enough. If he gets to know more, the Spaniards will cut off his head." So, kontrang-kontra si Doña Teodora. Ito nga yung sinabi niya na wag nang ipadala pa si Rizal sa Maynila dahil kapag may lalo pa siyang mayroong malaman sa tungkol sa mga Espanyol, pampapahamak si Rizal. Tama na daw yung nalalaman niya. Kaya kontra siya sa pag-aaral ni Rizal na siguro, yun nga, okay na yung natapos niya. Pwede na yun, di ba? Pero kinontra pa rin ni Doña Teodora. At yun nga yung nangyari. Dahil sa daming alam ni Rizal, yung ginawa niya na nag-lead pa siya ng propaganda movement kung saan napukaw yung mga kababayan nating Pilipino noon dahil sa pang-aabuso ng mga Espanyol, dahil sa pagpapakabayani ni Rizal. Yun din ang nangyari, yung ikinakatakot ni Doña Teodora. And that will be the end of my discussion. Hope po na meron kayong natutunan sa na-discuss ko ngayong araw. Ako po si Mecel Lumbao, BED2C. Maraming salamat po.